Far out on a silent stretch of coastline, something moves against the tide. Not with grace. Not with power. But with effort. From a distance, it looks less like an animal, and more like a drifting reef. Its body is thick, pale, and strangely textured. Clusters of hardened shells cling to its skin. Soft tubes sway with the rhythm of the ocean. And where smooth fur should glide through water, there is only weight. This is not just a seal. This is a living ecosystem. And it is slowly losing the battle to survive. Along the boundary where land and ocean collide, life becomes harsh, unstable, and relentless. Salt, pressure, waves, and microorganisms create one of the most aggressive environments on Earth. For marine mammals, survival here depends on one essential advantage: mobility. A seal's body is designed for fluid movement, streamlined, insulated, and powerful. Every second in the water requires efficiency. Every dive demands oxygen conservation. But now, something unnatural has changed that balance. Hard barnacles anchor themselves deep into the skin. Tube worms attach like living straws, filtering nutrients from passing currents. And tunicates, gelatinous, alien-like filter feeders, form dense colonies across the body's surface. Individually, they are small. Together, they become armor. Heavy, restrictive, and deadly. Scientists call this phenomenon biofouling, when marine organisms colonize living or non-living surfaces. On ships, it slows travel. On animals, it can mean exhaustion, infection, and eventually death. But one question remains. Why would a fast, migratory predator become so heavily colonized in the first place? In healthy conditions, seals regularly shed parasites through molting, movement, and grooming behaviors. Their skin renews. Their dives dislodge hitchhikers. Their speed prevents long-term attachment. But this seal tells a different story. The barnacles have grown thick and layered, suggesting long periods of reduced movement. The tube worms indicate prolonged exposure to nutrient-rich coastal waters. And the tunicates, soft-bodied filter feeders, reveal something even more unusual. They thrive best on slow, stable surfaces. Like rocks. Or ship hulls. Or an animal that can no longer swim properly. This raises a larger question. Did the infestation cause the weakness, or did the weakness invite the infestation? Scientists still don't know. To understand the danger, we have to look closer at the organisms themselves. Barnacles begin life as microscopic larvae, drifting invisibly through the ocean. When they find a surface, they cement themselves permanently using one of the strongest natural glues known to science. From that moment on, they build hard calcium shells and feed by extending tiny limbs into the water like feathery nets. Tube worms operate differently. They grow protective tubes and extract nutrients directly from surrounding currents, thriving in environments most animals avoid. Then there are tunicates, creatures so strange that early scientists once mistook them for plants. They filter water continuously, absorbing microscopic particles and oxygen. Some species can even survive in low oxygen zones that larger animals cannot tolerate. Individually, these organisms are marvels of evolution. Their adaptations are efficient, ancient, and resilient. But on a living host, their success becomes a burden. Each attachment increases drag. Each colony adds weight. Each minute in the water becomes more exhausting than the last. And in the wild, exhaustion is not just weakness. It is a countdown. As the seal swims, the added mass disrupts its hydrodynamics, the way water flows around its body. Instead of slicing smoothly through the ocean, it now pushes against resistance. Imagine swimming while wrapped in wet armor. Every dive burns more energy. Every hunt becomes harder. Every escape from predators slows. Over time, this leads to starvation, skin infections, and compromised immune function. Open wounds beneath barnacles can trap bacteria. Reduced movement limits feeding opportunities. And the animal becomes trapped in a cycle it cannot break alone. What we've discovered only deepens the mystery. Because in many recorded cases, severe biofouling appears suddenly, not gradually. Some scientists suspect illness, injury, or environmental shifts may first weaken the host, creating the perfect surface for colonization. But the exact trigger often remains unknown. When rescuers finally approach, the scale of the infestation becomes undeniable. Each barnacle must be carefully removed to avoid tearing sensitive skin. Tube structures are detached one by one. Tunicate clusters are gently peeled away. It is slow work, precise work, and deeply risky for both animal and human. Beneath the hardened growth lies raw, irritated tissue, proof of how long the burden has persisted. And yet, something remarkable happens. As the weight lifts, the seal begins to move differently. Breathing steadies. Posture shifts. Energy returns in subtle waves. Not instantly, but unmistakably. Cases like this are becoming more visible in recent years. Some researchers suspect warming oceans, pollution, and shifting ecosystems may be altering parasite distribution. Others believe changing migration patterns could expose marine mammals to unfamiliar biological communities. But scientists still don't know the full cause. Are these infestations increasing? Or are we simply noticing them more? And how many animals never make it to shore where help is possible? When the seal finally returns to the water, the ocean looks the same as it always has: vast, silent, and endless. But beneath the surface lies a world of microscopic settlers, ancient survival strategies, and ecological interactions so complex they blur the line between organism and ecosystem. One animal became a habitat. One struggle revealed an entire hidden layer of marine life. And this raises a final, unsettling thought. If a single seal can carry an entire colony of ocean organisms, how many other living stories drift unseen beneath the waves? Because even now, in the deepest and most unexplored corners of Earth's oceans, life is attaching, adapting, and evolving in ways we are only beginning to notice. And the more we discover, the more it becomes clear that the ocean is not just a place animals live. It is a living force that quietly reshapes everything within it.